Speak.
All right, it's live now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Voices. And Voices stands for voicing our integrity, choices, and expectations successfully. And I wanted to clarify something before we get started today. One of my acquaintances that used to follow me asked what happened to Voices. And actually, this is still Voices where we midwife each other. However, the theme for the year is the year of the orgasm. So you've been hearing a lot about that. So I just wanted to clarify that. And we have a beautiful speaker today. Her name is Shekinah, and I believe she's coming in. She will be talking about um, self devotion. Did I get that right, Shekinah? Self love and devotion. Okay. Yep.
Yes.
All right. All right. Come on. I want you to introduce yourself, and then let's get started.
Okay. Hi, everyone. First of all, I want to say thank you for inviting me.
Welcome.
You are speaking my language, midwifery on all levels,
Oh yes.
and being a true support to one another, ushering one another through the portals of life, right?
Yes.
So that is my specialty. That is why I'm here. My name is Shekinah. It means the divine feminine presence sent to dwell. It also is a representative of Malkut on the tree of life, meaning the kingdom in the earth. And my north node is in Leo, baby. So I know that I'm here
Wow.
to represent royalty. See, there we go, boo. Pow. Told you you were speaking my language, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Time is here.
Exactly. So leadership is our thing, and we often run away from it.
Yes.
However, look at us. We're here today, right? We got to do it. And Tasha's Leo energy as well combined.
Woo.
So
Okay.
this is
So
the power of
yes.
three, okay? And more about me is I believe in us joining together. When two people are joined together, like vocal cords or our vaginal canal, right?
Yes.
The energy is not doubled, it's squared.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's exponential. With the power of three, what can you do with that and more? Right? So you talked about voices. Us putting our voices together. That's why I'm here. I'm here to dwell as a vessel of the divine feminine voice. And our voice comes from our womb space, not our throat. So I am here as a vessel today to show you that you are the offering to the universe, to life, to yourself, to others. And you are also the sacrifice. I didn't like the word sacrifice growing up, but I realized that the meaning of sacrifice when it comes to the divine feminine is actually discipline. I have to have the discipline to learn this tool that I have, this vessel that I'm in. It runs on amino acids, electrolytes, protein, but it also runs on pleasure.
Indeed.
And you cannot be holy and healthy if you are not in tune with your own sense of self pleasure outside of connection with others. So that when you do connect with others, the connection is authentic. You're not coming from a place of insecurity. Do they like me? Do they want me? Will we have a future together? Your yoni will tell you yes or mm-mm-mm. Now let's go get some ice cream because that ain't it. Okay? So my job is to facilitate during this time you tapping in to the offering to yourself, to the earth, and then to others, and how to sacrifice or how to self discipline yourself to bring out what is within. Otherwise, you will unknowingly invite energy vampires in to take up residence in a space that they should not be in.
Okay.
right? So that's what I'm here to do. You can read about me on my website and all of that later. But I wanted to get to the point very quickly. Make no mistake. You are here today because you're upping, you're growing, you're raising the frequency of tuning into yourself, which is just another way to say I'm tuning into my womb space, or even if I no longer have a uterus, I still have a womb space. Okay, I still am a place of fertility and creation, whether I am actively on a cycle or not.
Mhm.
Okay, so with that being established, I'll let you know a little bit about myself. I'm a mom of three young men, 25, 24, and 23. I have officially crossed over into my 40s. I'm 45, not an empty nester yet, but semi. And I'm married. I have several businesses. I have plant shops, and I'm building an art gallery for Black women. I'm doing all the things, right? However, because I turned 45, and that's the year of nine, we add 4 and 5 together, that's a nine, that's completion. My body said, okay, now that you've taken care of everyone else, we need to fall apart so you can take care of us the same way. I want the love that you gave your mama, even when she rejected you. I want what you gave your siblings as an elder sibling, or the sibling that gave more than they were supposed to because they were parentified. I am the person that needs to tap back into myself because I've had a hysterectomy, or I've had a relationship where someone literally tried to suck my soul out of my body. I've forgotten what it's like to even think about touching myself or loving myself. And all of a sudden, I'm turned on because that's what we are. We're beings. But a lot of people will say we're binary beings, we're ones and zeros. We're not. But we start off that way. We can start off with really black and white thinking, right? But as we really center ourselves into our bodies, especially if we're raised in a healthy environment, we're able to tune in, and it stops us from entering into contracts with people that are not meant for us because we were in tune with our body. A long time ago, I heard a woman named, she has a different name now, but her name was Maya back then. And she said, if it doesn't make you wet, don't do it. So I've taken that advice. And there are times where I'll check in, I'll say, hey girl, hey Yoni Boo, hey Boo Thing, how you feel about this? And she's like, do you feel me vibrating? Okay then. If I'm not vibrating, it's not a thing. Okay. So when we find ourselves in a place in a group like this, all of us are about to reach a level of pleasure, sensuality, sexuality, and deep self love that we've never been able to reach before because we haven't been safe enough to do it. Even though we know the world seems really unsafe right now, we're safe enough in this space. We're all in this space right now. I don't see anybody bothering us, any men around messing with us, right? So we're in a safe space. So I want to ask, let's see, I'm gonna pick Rachel if you'd like. If you'd like to use your audio, you don't have to, but if you'd like, I'm asking everyone this question, but you can answer first if you want to. When did you discover self pleasure? If you have, because we're gonna start at self pleasure.
Um, I was trying to, let me see. It was
Real
early
quick, we
on in
are
life.
on live. Hold on, Rachel, real quick. We are live because this is the normally it's the closed group. This is the open group. So if she's I just want to give that disclaimer. Anybody that feels safe enough to talk, let's talk. Okay.
Thank you for
Go
I
that.
ahead,
will,
Rachel. I'm sorry.
right. I will say that it was somewhere in my later teenage years. But I mean 18, so you're only a teenager for like 6 years. I don't remember exactly when. But I remember a freshman psychology teacher making sure that we all knew about it. He wanted you to make
Hmm.
sure that you knew. And I think he also wanted women to know about oral sex. So I knew at 18, but I'm just saying, I knew before that, but he made sure that everybody, I knew, like, that's one of the things. So, yeah,
Isn't that interesting? A teacher, a male teacher. Okay.
a male professor. Yes.
All right.
And I want to know, how did it make you feel in your body when he was teaching that?
It made me feel fine. It was just that I was like, okay, this is public, but if it comes back up, I was around conservative black men. So I was like, where am I find the right person outside of this group of people to do what needs to be done?
I totally get it. Totally get it. Exactly right. Um, Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. Does anyone else want to share? I'll share mine too.
Um. Okay. So I'll share. I think. Um. So I'm trying to figure out how to answer the question because honestly, I wasn't taught a lot about any of that stuff. You just kind of try to figure out. You think you know what you're doing. You're reading all these books, but it wasn't until I was probably in my late. I mean, I had learned about oral sex a little bit like in my marriage, but it really wasn't till I was out of my marriage and I was much older that I did a lot more exploring. Um, and but I would hear my sister and I would hear some of my sister's girlfriends and all of them, and they would be talking about some of everything. So I mean, I was kind of exposed to it, but I was a little girl, church girl, and as a church girl, trying to be a good girl. So I was, and then when I was kind of exposed to a little bit in my marriage, it made me want to explore other things. But at the time, my husband then would be like, "Well, who you messing with?" So like all of that, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of shit, like it wasn't for me, but as if it wasn't for me, but it really was for me. So I didn't push it as much. But then I was in probably my late 40s, starting to get early 50s, and I started exploring a lot of stuff. Like a lot. I would have girlfriends, sister friends. I even called one like, "Hey, I've been hearing about sex magic. Do you know somebody I can work it out with?" And she gave me the name of somebody, and I asked him, would he do it? And he said, "Let me think about it." And then that's when, and we did. We were together for not like his boyfriend and girlfriend or nothing like that, but really good friends for a minute. And so he held that space for me.
That is so divine. That's so beautiful that someone can do that for you.
Oh, it was. He was such a gentleman. Oh my God.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. So I was a church girl too. PK, preacher's kid, both parents, born, raised in the church. Okay. Monday through Sunday. That means that I wasn't taught about sex. I was just taught not to do it, while the boys were taught to do it as much as they could. So I was always afraid that I was going to, as they told me, bust hell wide open if I explored anything sensually or sexually. So I think subconsciously I turned it off. And I have Mars and Virgo in the eighth house. That's Scorpio's house. So Virgo is the administrator. They're going to make sure the paperwork is together. Like, I'm not sleeping with you if I don't see your test. You need to go get us. We're going together. It can put me in my head a lot. So, did we get tested? Do you have clean linen in your house? I need you to have more than one sheet set. Okay. Your restroom doesn't look like I want to enter that space after we do what we do. So I was very, very careful and had a set of standards that were far beyond any one meeting, including me. And that came from Christianity. So I was 31 years old the first time I had a true orgasm.
I was in my
And I'm
50s.
happy to say that it came from me. I thought I was a late bloomer.
No,
Oh,
but I will not say, but I will say that I had had it with oral sex, and I'd had it like self pleasure, but to have it
Okay.
with a man, I was in my so
I was in my mid 30s because I thought, for me, it was you lay there and let your husband do what he does.
his
And then I
business.
realized I think I might like this though. It kind of feels good. And what is that? Oh, but I don't want to do that with you though. My body's like, I can't do that with you. So it took me up in my third decade of life to actually realize I could touch my body. And I could touch my body without touching my body. So a lot of us have not been giving time, meditation time, exploration time to really get to know ourselves and explore the depths. Like, I want to know how wide and long my canal is. I want to know how it feels for someone else. But in order for me to do that, I have to be as comfortable as I can be and willing to continue to open up. And we're supposed to open up like a flower the older we get. We become more beautiful, more sensual, and definitely more juicy. And now we're having the talks about perimenopause and menopause in public, right? And we're realizing that perimenopause is what we thought menopause was all along. But as it's been going around on TikTok, and it's true, menopause is when it's done. That's it. So our bodies are telling us, hey, we're going through a second puberty during perimenopause. If you haven't hit perimenopause yet, you're going to go through a second puberty. Okay? And you're going to realize your inner child is screaming at you. And when you deal with your inner child and she kisses you on your forehead and said, okay, thank you. Now go deal with your inner teenager. And if you can deal with your inner teenager, you begin to blossom as a sensual adult again. This is through perimenopause and menopause. But we've been taught that it's supposed to stop us, drop us. We're supposed to be ignored by society. We're not fertile anymore. We don't mean anything. But this is when we get to be our best selves.
Girl.
Because nothing matters after you hit around 44, 45, and then further along the line. And when I say further, I do not mean older, decrepit. Ugh. I mean more mature, more juicy, smarter, more intelligent, better boundaries. This abundance that's coming from better choices. Because you've been there before, you've heard that lie before, you've seen that setup before, and your entire body is saying, doesn't turn me on, turns me off. I'm a full spectrum person. I am not a one or a zero. When I get turned on, my eyeballs better feel it. The back of my spine better feel it. My toes better curl. And my ears better do something magical because I need to be turned on all the way. I am an antenna. I am a vessel. We are vessels. And we're always asking for a word before our intuition to speak to us. And your yoni is sitting there going, what did you think I was here for? You got two lips down here. I've been talking this whole time. Have you heard me? I told you your hormones were wacky. Do your own research and make sure that this tool, this vessel, this antenna is in receiving mode so that then, after you're receiving, you can give pleasure too. So I'm going to pause there. Does anyone have any questions or anything to share?
I just wanted you to speak a little bit to some of the women because I know we talk about self pleasure, but even the same way that we kind of try to perform for men, we also can do that same thing for our bodies and not really be in holy communion with them, in connection with them, in rhythm with them. We're just trying to get it over with, and I just kind of wanted you to speak a little bit to that, so the other women, and also, well, there would be two things. And also, I know it's possible. Like, I'm 63, so I know it's possible. But there's a lot of women that may not necessarily really feel like, they feel like, damn, I'm 60, I'm 63, I'm 70, I'm whatever the age. And and you know, because I was in my mid 50s, like I said. Once I realized I could definitely have a vaginal orgasm, it was on and popping. And
Right?
that, even though, and that I was, and that I could make it happen, not only just in a way that was oral, but that I could learn to you to tune into my body enough to tune into the next person's body enough. So there's women who've never had it, or because I had one woman ask me one time, she was like, "Hey, I've never had it," and the one thing I could just keep thinking to me when she's talking about when she was with a partner is, don't perform. You got to know what you want, when you want it, how you like it. So if you just, I don't kind of gave you a lot of things, but if you can just kind of speak to some of those things, put them out
They
there.
all roll together.
Yeah.
So as far as my beautiful, amazing crones, listen, it's not that I'm rushing, but when I get to my crone stage, y'all, you can't tell me nothing, okay? Because I'll be able to say that I got to experiment with my life. I got to have fun and be adventurous, right? So if you're not into astrology, that's fine, tarot, whatever. However, I want to ask the women who are, let's say, 50 and older, where in the holy books does it teach you how to be this amazing crone that you've become? When I use astrology, I don't use it in the way that the patriarchy would want me to use it. I know that astrology came from women. It was birthed through our cycles. Us realizing, oh, shoot, I think I'm late. Let me count. Okay, the last moon was a strawberry moon, and it was in the so and so. The husband didn't know what she was talking about. The mate, the partner, whatever. She's talking gibberish, whatever. And she's like, oh no, buddy, something's happening here. Okay? So when the older women, and I don't even want to say older, when our eldest women enter their second Saturn return, or even what we call a Neptune opposition, when all the illusions drop in your world between 40 and 50, and you realize, I've been trying to please no one and everything at the same time except for myself, and it is my time. We have to understand that now we have space to study ourselves. So when you study yourself, you're mastering yourself, right? It takes a while to get a master's degree. You kind of have to drop out of regular life to get a master's degree.
Mm-hmm.
You might have to tell your friends, listen, I might not be able to go on that trip to Costa Rica with you. I need to take some classes, and not just a pole dancing class. That's great. Not just a, well, I'm just going to do a little. Mm-mm. I need to first talk to my body and tell it, how would you like for me to learn about you? Because I'm really intellectual, but this is the body. It's about feeling, it's about sensual,
Mm-hmm.
nervous system activation, right? So if your nervous system is out of whack, no matter what age you are, if you're going through a divorce, or you're post divorce, post hysterectomy, or your children are going through some things, and you're trying to figure out what's going on after 50, after 60, look at your chart if you can, or look at your personal calendar. Go over the things in your life that have led you to where you are now. You're going to have to do that inventory. Saturn says when you're in your second Saturn return, if you don't like what you're getting, stop doing what you're doing, because your life isn't over yet. Whatever they told you before was a lie. You see, you're here now. You see, you still like life. You like to be licked and sucked. You like to be loved on and held. You like to blow some kisses and other things too. So life doesn't stop here. They say life begins at 40. I can attest. It does. You go back to that second puberty, and you become sometimes this super horny teenager. And you're like, oh my, or I'm like, I can't get enough. I feel like a teenage boy. What is this? Right? And I don't know if you've had that moment where you went, Morning, morning, noon, and night. This is a delight. I like it. When you get to that point, it's because you're with another person who knows how to receive. And I'm hoping and praying that our younger women don't reach 85 to go and have a passport granny trip somewhere, because that's happening. And then you get an STD like you was a teenager. Okay?
Yeah.
Study. Always study. And always, is my body saying yes? Is it saying no? What is my sense of smell saying? No, he stinks. Oh, he doesn't physically stink. His conversation stinks. Her conversation smell. She a little musty. And not physically. Things are not aligning. And my body is saying no. If I don't trust my body, because intuition is channeled through the gut. If I don't trust my gut, if I've been eating the wrong things, you'll hear me say this all the time. If you're eating poorly and you're not sleeping well, you are going to make tiny, terrible decisions day after day. So, in order for our elder women, our beautiful crones, to continue to be an example to the younger women, please tell us about y'all sex lives as much as you're willing to share, because a lot of us don't know. And we are open minded enough to finally start to explore outside of the cults we were raised in or oppressive religions, through cultural and social norms that have harmed us. Exploration is a birthright. Your body's exploration is a birthright because it's for you first. And as we continue to spread this information to women about how to tune into themselves and why it's important, our elders have to stand guard, not gatekeep, but they have to stand guard and say, listen, I know about that too. But we can find out together if you want to. I know a person. You got a recommendation, right? So we have to be able to ask, hey, do you mind if I ask you a question? And you don't have to tell me, too much, but is it still good after 60? Right? Is it still good after? And we're finally able to hear the answers that will show us that we have a sexual, sensual, pleasurable future with ourselves. Our vaginas will dry up, or as they say on TikTok, our vaginas. Dr. Every Woman, she says, vagine, our honey pots will dry up if they're not tended to, no matter what age you are, no matter what is happening in your life. And our womb space every month shows us how to come back and nurture it, how to come back to ourselves. Wherever your moon sign is in astrology, when the moon returns to that sign once a month for about 2.5 days, that is your turn to sit with yourself, to sit with your moon space, meaning your body, your ancestral body that was made through replication after replication, right? From other women, their trauma, their joys, their tragedies, and their pleasures. So you have to sit with yourself and cry, release, okay? Because I'm pretty sure somebody out there has made love so well that they burst into tears of joy. Notice I didn't say cry sad tears. You can do that too.
Right.
But where are your tears of joy that you shed back into the earth to say, thank you, Mama? That it was so good. Oh, God, it was so good. I didn't know it could be so good with myself first. I surprised myself. I'm going to take myself out tonight because of what I did earlier in the shower. Shit. Somebody needs to taste some, but this is amazing. But we can't get there until we do things like this. So as we continue to grow like this together, which I'm really, really excited about it, we have to know that once again, you are the offering, not just to yourself, to your fellow sisters, your goddaughters, your mentees, The young girl that just won't leave you alone. She just love you, love you, love you. And she might annoy you because she reminds you of yourself, right? That's for a reason. We're pulling one another in so that we can educate and teach and learn together without perversion, without being exploited, used, and abused. Because those are the things that take away pleasure, they block it. We are learning how to do it by rescinding the invitation to people, places, things, jobs, governments, societies, leadership that are purposely draining us so that we cannot focus on ourselves. How many times have you decided, you know what? I should probably go knock one out. No one's home, or let me go get a room, or whatever, and something comes up and you can't do it. Or you forgot to charge something, or you need to order a new one, but you haven't done it because you're taking care of everybody else. I'm your wake up call. If you don't have you a toy because it's fun, it's pleasure, get you a toy. If you are afraid to order a toy because you just don't want it on your account or whatever, I'll order it for you and send it to your house. Okay? I'm not scared. I'm not worried about what it's going to look like on my Amazon account. I've done it for sisters who are coming out of and deconstructing religion. And after they got that little fun pleasure box, they went, oh, so you mean when I'm saying, oh God, oh God, oh God, you're just talking about, I was talking about myself. It was me. I was God. And when I spoke to God through my orgasm, because God loves orgasm, she does. Trust me.
Yes,
That's
she
why she be
does.
having all these babies. So when you talk to the universe, to God, to the great mother, to mama, to them, I don't care if it's Jesus, Buddha, or Kali Ma, when you're talking to the energy that works for you, it talks back. When you sit with it and you cry, when you release the chemicals, the crystallized chemicals from your eyes, that changes, literally changes your environment, your mindset, and what you begin to experience. When you take your two eyes and close them, take your breath from your two nostrils with your mouth closed, and you hum whatever you want. Some people hum you can just say and start to vibrate. The vibrations begin to reach your throat chakra, your breath chakra, your heart chakra. Your heart chakra connects the upper to the lower. The heart chakra says, ooh, intuition, ether, throat, breath chakra. We have to connect to the sacral, the solar plexus first, because that's our will. So now I got to get them going. I got to say, listen, you cannot allow anybody to pleasure you more than you pleasure yourself because it allows them to be in control of you. You cannot allow yourself to give your pleasure away to someone who continues to mistreat you because mistreatment will turn into misuse. Misuse will turn into abuse. And you cannot experience true self pleasure when you are being abused, when you do not feel safe, when you are being preyed upon, when you are not trusting yourself because you can't trust the other people in your life, when you, again, are not sleeping well, not eating well, and please go boo boo, okay? If you're constipated, it makes it harder to orgasm. Remember, the orgasm is releasing a message, a symbol, a frequency to the universe that says, yes, 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 to everything that I asked for. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, more, more, more. Oh, so, oh. And the universe is like, I'm gonna run you that car. I know that's what you wanted. I know. I'm gonna make it feel good for you too. You're gonna leave smiling. It's not going to be a regular transaction. There will be much and more for you. Your favorite color. They're gonna put sparkles on it. The sparkles you thought you wouldn't be able to afford. I got you. Thank you for placing your order. Thank you for loving me back. I gave you trees. I gave you sun. I gave you water. Give me your tears. Take a good poop, okay? So you can release your pelvic floor. Do some pelvic floor exercises. Get you a yoni massager. Where's the exercise equipment for these muscles down here? They will atrophy, and you will feel like you're dying because you're no longer creating. You're no longer fertile. We are fertile our entire lives. I am fertile here first. My children could not have come from me saying, yeah, I'm going to come over tonight. Okay. What is it? All you have to do is say yes. So I said yes here, but I actually said yes there first, right? So we're always creating. With every breath we take, we are all, if anyone tells you that you're never manifesting or you can only manifest during certain times, I'll offer this. Your very breath is a manifestation. We stop manifesting when we do not inhale anymore. Not exhale, because you can have an exhale after you pass away, as the final breath is leaving the body. But if you do not inhale anymore, that is when physically you stop manifesting. Spiritually, you done gone on and you're doing something else. So before we leave this planet, before we transition, I want every woman to know that you deserve the orgasm of a lifetime. Every time, if no one ever told you, you deserve to feel the pulse and the heat that help create the Big Bang. Okay? If you don't believe in the Big Bang, that's fine. But if you see conception happen, that's a big old bang that came after a big old bang. Okay? So for our elder women who are finally standing in their wisdom, I want to say our wise women, our wise crone, finally, thankfully, they're being mirrors, a beacon of light, and sometimes just curious. And they're like, I don't know nothing. I'm 70 and I don't know nothing. Come on, boo. We about to go find out some things, okay? Whether it's getting a book or writing a book. A lot of people write a book on what they're experts on, right? I'm an expert on how not to have good sex. I'm an expert on trying to have sex in an abusive relationship and hoping that it'll be pleasurable. Will this be the night? Maybe I'll be happy about this. Maybe I won't have to drink something to release my inhibitions. Maybe I won't have to alter myself or lie to myself. And I know that I won't have to say no, and that boundary is crossed because my antenna is on, baby. I talked to Nina and she said, light it up. Get you a toy. Get you a good bed. Find you a place. Get you a room or an Airbnb. Treat yourself. Don't date yourself. Everybody's like, date yourself. Mm-mm. Marry her. Marry them. Marry her. Whatever you want to call your yoni. You can call your yoni Ricky Bobby for all I care. If Ricky Bobby is doing that thing for you, you better make sure you treat Ricky Bobby like Ricky Bobby is the best thing on the planet. Become dedicated. Where's your Valentine's Day for your yoni? Where's your yoni anniversary? This is the first day. This is the day that I came for the first time. Woo! This was the time that I had multiple orgasms. Yes. So now I can write about or share or sing about, dance about, write a television show about how I went from not even understanding the power of my own sense of fertility to take something and to put it out in the world through my pleasure or through crisis if I so choose, through trauma if I so choose. But because I have a choice, the lips between my legs said my answer. If it is good for you, my love, is always yes. Because you took the time to learn about how I operate in your life. You learned how to turn me up when I needed to be up and to hide me when I needed to be hidden. You learned how to listen to me and override your old conditioning because all I want is for you to experience pleasure. It should be pleasurable signing that lease, not, oh, I'm in this situation again because of another person. You're out of it. Sign your lease and tell your yoni we are safe now, and tonight we're going to get it on in this new tub, in our new apartment, or our new house. Or we are going to enjoy this promotion that we did not have to sleep around for because I told my yoni that's what I wanted. I tell my yoni every day when I wake up, Happy New Day, my love. How can I pleasure you today? So I used to work in customer service, and it was, hi, thank you for calling, blah, 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 blah. How may I help you today? And I'm going to give them excellent customer service. So if you think about how we can clock into a job, right? We wait for a performance review. If your yoni could give you a performance review, what would it say? Needs maintenance? Dust me off? Pay attention to me? Look at me? Sing to me? Love me back? Put me to work? And give me some damn air. I'm going to pause there.
Yeah.
Any questions or comments?
This is good. No, this is good. And Rachel, and I think Tasha, we have somebody else trying to get in. This is good. So you kind of touched on a couple of things. One is one of my mentors had us name our yoni. And I think that's one way for women who are not comfortable or don't know a lot or just want to get in. She had us name her. I got my name. I still got my picture. She had us take a picture and name her. And so I think for women that this is just kind of new and they kind of stepping in and trying to understand, I think being able, like, who wants to be anywhere and anybody call you anything? But if you have a name and then you learn how to begin to talk softly and talk to that person. The next thing I want to talk about, because this is these are so beautiful. Like we're literally talking about having sexual orgasms and you're talking about just how we can live in such a state in this is a state we can set an intention to have this experience. However, I also wanted to say that really quick the same way because orgasms, well, first of all, I want to say I had on my shirt to say my womb is my wand, so I can create
It
anything
is.
through my I can create anything, like, that's the first thing. I was like, I kept looking at this shirt, so let me say that out. But the next thing I wanted to say is that orgasms are so powerful, and it can be vaginal, but it can also be in so many other ways. Like it can be emotional because we're living our best life. We're having this orgasmic life. We're having this, as you say, this big bang. We're setting intentions that our life is so great that everything, whether it's our finances, our money, our emotions, our whatever, even our spiritual life is just set up to have um that great experience. And so I just wanted to kind of mention that a little bit too, so women, because some of them that might be a little bit still kind of, because when you've gone through trauma, and it's particularly if it's sexual trauma, or you may not have been sexual abuse, but like you said, we both came from the church. That stuff can run deep. It can run deep. But when you begin to understand that, hey, if you're not really all ready just to start talking about the sexual orgasm as much, but let yourself have an energetic one, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically in the body, where you may not be having it with the man, but with yourself, like you talked about, or in the way we eat our food, the way we begin to have an orgasmic set attention that our life is going to be one that's on the path of orgasmic living, and everything's going to be juicy. Everything is going to be explosive to the point where we enjoy the life that we live. We're here to enjoy this life, and I was in my like my late 40s, 50s before I really started to get a real sense of what this is. So I am definitely on a path to like support women, and especially older women because there as a church woman and a good girl, I I struggle because one minute I felt like I had to choose between God or man, as they talk about in that scripture. So one minute I'm over here trying to walk with God, but the next minute I'm finding myself back over here having sex. And the next minute I'm over here walking, trying to be like I was always could not really. Um, I just felt so torn, and so it was crazy for me. And so there was a lot that I really wanted to experience, but I let religion get in the way. And so now, as a woman who's walking a spiritual path, like I'm open for living an amazing life. And that's what I want these women out here to know, that women like you, women like Tasha, women like I can name several other women who are trying to really get women to understand. We're not just telling y'all only like I've heard say, oh y'all sex crazy. No, we're not sex crazy. Although we understand that's a beautiful thing, but we also trying to get you to understand that that should be a lifestyle. Even if you don't want to have physical sex, let yourself have this amazing experience. And I don't know how they cannot go together. Once you really start to tap into orgasms, it's like, why don't you want the whole kit and caboodle? And I know that sometimes, I know even for me, I think I have to be honest. The person who I experienced my first vaginal orgasm with, um, and we're not together now, but we were together for a couple years, is because he made me feel safe. He really made me feel safe. Now, granted, I had done a lot of my own work as well. So, but there's still that little bit that was kind of behind me that kind of was like in the back of my mind. But he made me feel so safe. Um, And so I had to do my work. And the more I did my work, I started choosing men that were different. Like sometimes we say we don't trust men. Um, but oftentimes I like to tell women is you don't trust yourself. Because when you trust yourself, you're gonna make a choice that helps you choose the right man. And if you don't, you realize, okay, then I can choose again. That didn't work out like I thought, but I can choose again. So I'm just saying that I just wanted to leave some of these tips as well to the women because this is so it's it's multi-layered and you gave us so much to think about. Um let's see. We
Yeah,
have
and I want to piggyback on what you said because I always tell people orgasms, as you said, they're not just sexual. We have eargasms all the time when we hear something that we like, whether it's music or someone saying, I love you, especially for the first time, right? We have mouthgasms. I have mouthgasms all the time. I love food. And I'm always on a hunt for something that just makes my whole soul pause to say, are you already married? I know you're already married, but you know,
this
how can we be friends? You know,
oh
right? This turned me on.
oh
I want
wow.
more. When you're turned on, you want more, but you don't have to work for more. The orgasm does the work for you. The mouthgasm, the eargasm, the eyegasm. What a beautiful sunrise. What a gorgeous sunset. Oh, look at that ass. You know, you
And
have
I had not seen it
orgasms.
like that, but that's beautiful because because sometimes because I do hear people talk about when you have sex, you can have sex not just in your vagina, but there's your whole body. There's you can have a whole full body experience sexually, and I've heard it. And
Hmm.
honestly, I have not totally.
Hmm.
I'm
You
on a mission
can.
for that.
Your
I'm on a mission for that part.
whole
But I will
body,
say
you
this.
know.
Right. And but I will say what you just said was a good start because I kind of equated when you think about whole body gasm. A lot of times I've kind of equated it to the sexual part. Although I know I'm aware that physically, mentally, emotionally, we can have an orgasmic life. But I'm talking about an orgasm. I hadn't really thought about it like that. Just like I'm just looking at something that it just brings tears to my eyes, or I'm hearing something that it just touches me in such a deep way till It's
That's a
just so
soulgasm.
yes.
That's a soulgasm,
So all
right?
of these right.
And so when we're living like that, again, it's not like you're super high all the time and you're not
Right.
grounded. No, you're grounded when you are in your pleasure. You're given more when you're in your pleasure. Think about parents. If a child says, "Give me a cookie," you're gonna be like, "Who are you talking to? Excuse me?" But if they say, "Mommy, can I have a cookie?" or "Dad, can I have a cookie?" or, "Sue, may I have a cookie, please?" and "Thank you," and there's gratitude, and they're not crushing it all over the place or making a mess, it changes the dynamic of the relationship because now there's mutual appreciation. So we tell people all the time, "I appreciate you," but we forget to say, "Oh, I appreciate how I felt. That was good. I like that. Yeah, I want more of that." Because when you want more of what's good for you, you're not choosing what's not good for you.
Right.
And
And I
that's
think
just piggybacking on what you just said. It works. Do what works. The longer you are outside of pleasure, the worse that gets. It just does. Test it out.
and you
Give it a
dry
try.
up. Yes, you do.
You
And another
dry
thing
up.
I want to say too, really, because we only have maybe 5 or 6 more minutes, and what I really want to say is asking. So here's the thing: if you are not feel safe asking your partner, even if you've been with this person a long time, get safe with asking yourself first, what do I really want? How do I really feel? What do I really like? When
Hmm.
you can really deeply connect with your own self around these conversations, it makes it easier for you to talk to somebody else. Does that mean that somebody else is always going to want to honor what you say? No. But one thing that person cannot do is make you feel like you don't know what you're talking about or what you don't want. When you get clear what you want, you can't be sidetracked. So then the second choice is, if this is not working for me, what do I need to do? But if you don't
Hmm.
know fully for yourself what it is that you need to know fully for yourself, then that person can often say something or do something, and you start to second guess yourself. So you have to first begin with yourself and question everything, and then have these conversations with the people in your life. Um, it's okay to change your mind. It's okay for somebody to tell you you've been doing this for 15 years. It used to feel good and don't have to feel good no more. You may just change your mind and you don't want to do it. You don't like it. And we're not just talking about sex, we're talking about anything, because all of this is talking about centrally empowered woman. A centrally empowered woman taps into all of her senses on a physical level and a spiritual level.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. I think Rachel had a comment.
go ahead, Rachel.
Um, what I was gonna say was, you've discussed so much, and thank you. When I actually was raised in the church like you, even though I wasn't a preacher's kid, I was raised as one, and it seemed that I had this blockage, but like I said, my freshman year of college, as you hear that a lot of times about people, they go off to college and they just get all these ideas. So, but this is what I will say is I had to go through some hurdles with myself to realize that I was going to break away from some of the beliefs that I had myself said this is about being a good girl, or even being a Southern belle, because I am from the deep South. So, I was supposed to have this type of way, being from this type of family. But when you talked about orgasm in all kind of ways, what I did start doing was even the blankets, anything I started to wear, it had to feel good to me.
Oh, yes.
And then when one time it was a guy who told me, we went out to eat and he was like, "You really enjoy your food." And it was just this conscious thing that I was like, I got to get past some of this. And it was just that, okay, you deserve pleasure in every way to get some things out of my head, if that makes sense. Like I had to enjoy other areas of my life It was like, I'm not going to eat anything. I'm only going to eat certain chocolate. I have to enjoy this life so that I can enjoy my body. And even I've been on this one guy, we used to just read sensual poetry to one another. And all of that helped and assisted me to get now. And sometimes I still have to say, Rachel, you deserve pleasure. If I feel like I am doing something and I'm almost there, and there's some, I'm like, you know, you deserve this. So I did want to tell you all thank you. But yes, when also Tressa was like outside of just sexual orgasm, just overall, I have now made, like, even when I'm washing my face in the morning, I'm putting the vitamin C on, I try to make it a ritual that I deserve a certain type of touch, a certain type of this, a certain type of that to make me feel better. And it's also the beginning of when I want to go and have something else going on.
Ah, this is
Oh, Rachel, that is so beautiful and so powerful. And why we're here, right? The fact that you took the time to say,
Yes.
wait a minute, hold on. Before I go back to my old programming, I deserve this. I want to say this before we go. First of all, thank you so much for this platform, Trevor, and what you're doing. Thank you, Tasha, everyone who joined. Azale, thank you for making it. Rachel, you're
Vanessa
amazing.
too. She want to say something. Azalea,
Yes,
go
did you want to
ahead.
say
What you want to
something?
say?
You have a comment?
Just want to say thank you, and yeah, this has been a great talk. I really appreciate it.
We appreciate you being here. And at some point, Azalea is going to drop a super dope album. There's a single about manifesting. I don't know if they're ready to share it yet, but when they are, play it for your manifestation space, okay? But to wrap up on my part, I want you all to know that you deserve to have beautiful orgasms, 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 soulgasms, togasms, spleengasms, whatever gasms you need to have fully and completely, whether you are chronically ill, depressed, having ideation. I don't care if you're in a mental institution right now. When lights are out, you turn yourself on in a healthy way, okay? If you are disabled, going through, you don't know what's going on. CPTSD, someone has passed away, you're in the middle of grief. You deserve to orgasm and orgasm well. Choose yourself. You are the offering to yourself. Your eyes like to see beautiful things. Your nose loves, unless your nose really likes to smell farts. Most people don't, right? We don't like to smell a lot of funk. So we either put a mask on and clean it up so that it smells better again. We don't like to put nasty things in our mouths. So watch the words that are coming out of your mouth. Watch what you're looking at. You know these are gates, these are portals. Watch what you're listening to because your whole sense of creation, your entire omniverse, not universe, your entire omniverse is listening and wants to follow through, whether it's trauma or pleasure, pain, crisis, or bringing yourself into joy in the times where you feel like you cannot do it. That is the epitome of transmutation. That is the epitome of transformation. We are here to illuminate one another, inspire one another, teach one another, learn from one another, give to one another, receive to one another, and grow with one another, all at the same time. And that, in and of itself, is orgasmic. Learn to see the orgasms, to acknowledge them, to honor them, and to use them for the creative gift that they are. Because at the end of it all, my love, you are an orgasm.
Yes. And do you want to tell us where you can be found?
Not really. No, I'm kidding. I'm a Pisces, so sometimes I'm like, ugh. You all know you can go to my website, www.shekinahdavis.com, SHAKEINAHDAVIS.com. And I am reopening my life school soon, and I will be working on my natal womb class as well. So, like I said in the beginning, the power of three, we have three powerful womb workers here. Three women who are learning how to embody themselves. Whether you are a they, a them, a he, a she, or a beaver, may you receive so that you can also give back to the universe the pleasure and the orgasm that you are, the offering and the sacrifice to discipline yourself, to enjoy pleasuring yourself. I love you.
Thank you. I really appreciate you. And thanks everyone who came out to Voices. Again, I stated at the beginning, I'm gonna state it at the end. Um, this sister circle is here about helping women midwife each other, and it is called Voices, voicing our integrity, choices, and expectations successfully. You often hear us talk about the year of the orgasm because that was the theme for this year, and it has just been such a powerful year. Also, coming up in October, we are having a summit 2025 called the Year of the Orgasm. So I'm looking forward to that. We have four, no, we have six powerful sisters that are going to be teaching about the power of the orgasm. And we also will have a great goodie bags and all kind of wonderful things. Next week is our forum. We'll be talking about not mental health because we did that last month, but we'll be talking about women's health in general. Um, and that will be co-hosted with Miss Rachel Roos Seeger. Rachel, did I pronounce your name right? Ruth
Bruce
Sager.
Sager.
Ruth Sager. Okay, so she will be hosting that, co-hosting with that with me, and we have a lot of other things coming up. Also, because of the summit, Tasha, please help me get this right, is gonna be having tea with tea. I think that's how
Radical
it's spelled.
tea, radical tea with tea.
Radical tea with tea. So in about another week or so, we're gonna be answering questions. She will be interviewing me with the my other assistant. They'll be talking about how I got started, all those good things, and we'll be answering questions and all the things that people may want to ask us about the summit. I can tell you the six facilitators will be Reverend Dr. Latanya Taylor with Rebirth. And then let's see, there's Amina Peterson with the Mina Institute. She's, oh, I love her. She's a beautiful sexologist. There will be M. Rain. She'll be talking about spiritual orgasm with Magical Mystic. There will be Nashiki. Will be talking about physical orgasms, and she is with oh Nashiki. Please don't be mad at me.
I
I'm trying
think
to
Thrive Now.
Thrive Now Wellness. Thank you, girl. Thank you. I was just trying to remember. There will be Asha Sims. And Asha, there again, I'm trying to, like, I know what Asha does, but something wellness. She does a lot around chakra healing and all that, all of those beautiful things. And I'm hoping I did not leave out anybody. There was the, oh, and Rhonda Bird. She just opened up her center, and she helps women to heal, and all she works with them with finances and money. So next time, I promise y'all, I will have everybody's name of their business. It just slipped my mind. So thanks everybody for showing up. I hope you all will join us next week and in the next couple of weeks coming. The summit is 250. You can put down $50, and then you just have two payments of $100. And you do want to be there. I'm telling y'all, y'all want to be there. And the gift bags are so amazing, and the talks and all the things. And we're gonna have some live entertainment. So yeah, I'm just inviting everybody out. Tasha, when you get a chance, can you just drop the links after this and just tell everybody I said thank you for showing up, and we really do appreciate everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, y'all. We all thanks everyone, and we can close out.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate
Bye
y'all. Have a
bye.
good
Thank
evening.
you.
You're welcome. Bye everybody. Bye bye. Thanks those